and it will be wait, there's someone who's not. Wait, is that correct? Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. It's just the peak is higher than what he has right now. So that's the thing.
okay.
And yeah, so it is we like cookies, baked like cookies against MPS boar.
Yeah, brilliant names, I gotta say.
Yeah, and our co-caster is Julian. Now that you can see
Hello!
it as well.
Yeah, I talked before I was introduced. Hello! Very professional. At least I'm on time for once.
Yeah. So yeah, the schedule. Well, I needed to do it on my own, so it's not exactly the right time. But you can see to the players that we are starting. We are ready to start. That's the gist of it. And
Yes.
when we enter the game, just start talking, and I'll adjust the overlay so that nothing is covered.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let me post this in general chat, maybe as well,
You can do
that we're
the
starting.
LIHL cast, I suppose. Does that still work?
Um, I don't know, but it only goes into tournament announcements, no? Doesn't go into
Yeah.
general chat.
Oh well, let's just put it on general chat and it's fine. You're doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to type, but I am failing miserably. That's perfect.
So yeah, to the teams of the Diamond Division, if you are watching, um, be sure to be sure to use the set date command in tournament lobby so that casters can prepare in advance and not be caught up last second uh, trying to uh, find if they can cast or not. Also, it helps the organizer knowing who's there and what games are played or not.
Yep.
So, what are you thinking about this game? We know that Zola needed to find a new teammate in a short notice here, so he found Vortic.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And he is the Juala is the only one of this lobby that I have seen play. The other ones I have never seen before, so I have no clue who's gonna take it.
So, well, yeah, Zola did play a lot this season. He has the highest number of games played, I believe, this season currently.
Nice, what a grinder.
So, I mean, practice makes perfect, so maybe we do see a lot more experience from him.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other is pretty much unknown. We can see that Satan and Vortex are kind of new to the scene, as well as Fuikoden, level 12, level 8, and 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do hope they will look back at this game and the commentary so that they can learn from it. That's the reason why Diamond Division was initially constructed, is to allow a first view of tournament activity, like how it feels and how players can play in it, as well as a learning experience for newer players to look back at look back at the games and just look at their mistake and look at the commentary from more experienced players and to what they could have done better or what decision was questionable or not.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's a great opportunity, honestly, for people to just, I don't know, play tournaments and don't face, like, I don't know, the Ashtons, the King Dances of the world on first round and be completely stomped and just eliminated, or not even qualify for the tournament because you need to have a certain, like, elo level. And playing tournaments is a great way to just learn the game, but also just to learn stuff for life, how to deal with pressure, how to prepare for important stuff, how to keep calm under stress. So it's very nice.
Wait, is my delay alright? I think it is.
It should be all right.
Yeah, 300 seconds. That's 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes is 300 seconds,
Yeah.
so the timer should be running down from 300 seconds to 0. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. Yes, I got it here. Just got surprised that my my stream came up right now. I didn't feel like
Nice.
5 minutes, but yeah, I'm gonna let you do the introduction. I'm gonna adjust the stuff.
Who's who?
Yeah, so Zuelai and Vortek are MPS Boar, and Baked Like Cookies
Nice.
are Voidakin and Satan.
All right. Hello, everyone, to the Diamond Division. It's the first week, the first series of games, and today we have the Romanian team MPS Bor. Great name, by the way, but don't play it. Joalai and Vortek on the west side, and on the east side we have Team Baked Like Cookies, which is also a great team name, but maybe not the best state to play Legion in. On the east side, it's a team from the USA, pretty new players all around. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, we'll surely see some extraordinary plays today.
Yeah, and so in terms of mastermind options, we do see full greed and nobody going for a lock-in or a redraw or a YOLO. So
Yep.
everybody going for the greed option, the more traditional one in ladder play.
Yes. And we have a penny angler build with 2 anglers and a seraphim. I'm pretty sure Joala saw that on stream or saw Penny brag about it, how it's the greatest build ever. And spoiler alert, it's not. But
I mean, it's the positioning is kind of messy for wave one because you normally want to have additional stacks on the anchors, but the Seraphim is kind of not thinking anything.
yeah, but it's better for wave 2 like this, so it's fine. Priestess for Vortek. I'm always. I mean, this sounds very rude now, but I'm still gonna say it. Like when lower elo players play Priestess, I'm always a bit nervous because one mistake and your whole build just crumbles.
Yeah,
It's just one of these hit or miss situations. Either you completely stomp because you're the greatest Pota player ever, or you just get ruined and you have zero fun playing the game.
yeah, exactly. So you're kind of it's one of the highest skill cap unit in the game. So a single mistake, as you said, can be tragic, and it's very hard to recover, especially when you use it as a partial tank like this.
Yes.
But
Uh,
on Voikodin, we do have a flower start. We all know that some players do not really like the flower start, depending on the number you use.
yeah.
But that's just because of the power of the Mole Hermit Sen. So if you can
Yes.
prepare for this kind of Sen, you're still very fine with an
Oh,
Uniflower.
heal! Ooh, ah, jeez. Last second. Ooh, you.
Yeah,
And
that was
also,
a priestess here.
don't DT against Priestess onto always Lizard. That would have definitely leaked her pretty hard.
Yeah, because the damage is way higher on the lizard, so those little close holds with barely any HP is rarely possible with a lizard.
Yeah. And we see what's very common on, I'm gonna say newer players, is that everyone is playing it very safely. The flower is 4 workers despite getting a king up on 1. He should at least be 5 workers. The priestess guy, 5 workers. He should be at least 6 on this wave after getting the DT.
Yeah, because he cannot
Jualai,
receive.
okay, that's fine. I mean, he 4 workers. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So Zola is forward here because of the anglers, as you said. But yeah, the priestess is sufficient on its own to hold wave 3, even to a snail. And you received the DT on 2. The wave was not long. Your opponent has shown that he was 4 workers with flower. So this means that you are in no real danger of receiving another 40 on wave 3.
Yes. Small leak, that's fine. I'm very surprised though. It's a penny build and it did not partially focus the brute. So Joalai must be very lucky today, because penny usually focuses a brute partially and then loses the game on wave 3. So good job.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mistake from Zolai to go for the steed here and the ranger.
Yes,
I just go
yes.
for another devilfish like in front of here instead of all those little stuff, and you do way
Yep.
better.
Yes. And Satan is going for a tanking veteran for his Yozora. That's also a bit questionable because Yozora is also definitely a tank unit and veteran as well. And they both don't share any aggro, so there's definitely wasted potential here.
Yeah, sharing the aggro is the most important thing here, and especially when you're playing a lot of tanks. And I'm kind of worried if you ask me for Satan, because I'm gonna
Go
ask you
ahead,
the
yeah.
following: where is the damage? And is
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Millennium, I guess, but that's also a bit weird. Maybe Wanderer, but Wanderer is also more of a tank. Ooh, and the Brute Send.
the root send will hurt Satan. Probably not the best send though from Vortec here, because the brute not really
Yeah.
effective against the Yuzora, against the Warg. Uh, well, the veteran still weak on wave 5 already. I think you can pretty much just go income here, but here the pilgrim very good here.
Yeah, but not there.
Yeah, no, well, yeah,
Just
not
put it like here, then it tanks the boss, and it's an easy full hold.
okay. So that's a boost.
The aggro.
Are you
It
alright,
hurts.
Julian?
It hurts.
So we do have the hermit on wave 5 against the flower. We do see that Voidkodin, always messing this up, is still doing pretty decent, kills the boss, but he will lick everything else because the hermit is just so strong against the flower,
Yeah,
and pretty
and
much
he's
zero
holding.
effective DPS on him.
He's holding on Satan with his boosted veteran. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So him holding will allow him to push out a bit more workers here. He is strong on next wave-ish with the Yozora, so he can allow himself to push to 7 workers, so let's see if he does that.
Yeah.
Especially with the income sent here, he should not be afraid to go 7 workers.
Yeah. He should definitely go 7. Or if he's really afraid of wave 7, he should just full shift and build Millennium on 7.
Yeah, that's another option. But yeah, wave 7 should be a real puzzle for Boykodin because he does not have much damage. He does have the front line though, so let's see if he's going to boost as well.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
see what Vortec is doing. Wave 6 and Wave 7 are both weaker waves for the Priestess, so let's see how he's doing here. He
yeah,
is undervalued.
I really love the Cannoneer Sun against Priestess because it's just able to snipe the Priestess more often than not. But the Cannoneer will be distracted a long time.
Ooh, it's tanking 3 on the Priestess. And the Infiltrator's focusing the wrong one. Oh, oh she's
And
dead.
that's
Rip.
a leak. Just because the priestess dies here, there's no more damage remaining, and so it will result into a leak of 2 Rokos plus a Cannoneer. On the side of the Bounty Hunter, we do see that it will be indeed a leak as well, but only a 1 Roko leak, I believe. Or is
Is
it?
it a leak? I think it's a hold. Seraphim is like mega strong on this way.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
was wrong. This is a solid hold, but he will probably not hold the middle, but I might be wrong.
But why is he not pushing?
Azraelite, that is.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
He doesn't get the Kingpin. He doesn't want the Kingpin. He wants the second Bounty Hunter for next wave and
Do you
push
think
the
he goes
rest.
for extra steed to get a higher stack Kingpin?
And I mean, he can, but it's bad.
Yeah, I think he just put too much emphasis into this is the Harden. I don't have my Kingpin. I need my Bounty Hunter upgrade, but then he doesn't want to push anymore. So he's probably aiming for the Kingpin on 8, so that's maybe why he didn't full push here. But I think he
Yeah.
overflows some gold here.
Yep. Yeah, especially with income sending here.
So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
whatever.
120 gold for wave 7. 60. It's close. Yeah, he didn't have enough for an additional worker, but I think it's better to delay your kingpin, and push those additional worker to keep the pressure on because right now, it is Voikoden that has literally no pressure on him and he's playing AoE.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the thing with bounty hunters is if you overpush once, your game is over. I mean, there's no way to recover once you start leaking and losing the stacks because your recovery usually is the fully stacked kingpin,
Yep.
but you don't get the stacks if you leak. So I think Juala just made that mistake probably once or twice and is now thinking, well, I'm just gonna play like the biggest,
Yeah, you
pussy
see,
ever,
he's
and
waiting for the 150 stacks here. Oh no, he's not.
no,
Okay, he's going for
he's
it.
upgrading.
So that's the
Oh
right
man,
move. Now he needs to full push, even if he doesn't receive anything.
yes. Oh man, what a crazy start game. Everyone is on like 0 workers.
Well, we have
And
6
on
workers
low
on
income.
Satan here.
I
I
mean,
do
he's
hope he
getting,
push now.
yeah. He, who is it? Blue, Vortec could have sent a pack leader in income, but sent the double dino. I think he's not aware of the strength of the pack leader on 8 cent.
Maybe that, or maybe he just wanted the income to scale a bit, but I do think that leaking Satan after a long save like that could have been a better choice indeed. He's gonna
He's
leak
leaking
anyhow.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pack leader Snell would have definitely been the correct send here. I just don't think that he's aware of the strength of pack leader 8.
Yeah, we do have the leak, 67%, but Satan is still pushing 2 more workers.
Yeah, that's good. But I don't know when he wants to send because Juala is just too strong on waves 9 and 10 to really be leaked. And with this push, he is forced to send 9 or 10 because else he's just falling too far behind.
Yeah, so the play for Satan here is to go for income on either 11, well, between 10 and 11, or a bit before that, and then you just go for an embargo play. I think embargo
Yeah.
is pretty much the only play you can do, but there's Creditor in the game, so that might be a little bit sketchy too.
Yeah, embargo 15 or something ridiculous, but yeah. Okay, so
Pack
we
leader
have a
on
big
9
send. Yeah,
against the
I
Kingpin is not. I mean, if you want to league the Kingpin on 9, you have to go with Brutes, right?
yeah, brutes and or ogre and or Seatram and or four eyes, depending on what the other units are. But yeah, pack leader is never the right send. But this guy, the blue guy Vortec with his non-Azaria on wave 9, I think he's in a spot of bother.
Yeah, the Molson is just perfect against the Atoms here, and also the barrage of attack of the Priestess here. Uh, so,
Yeah,
really
that's
love the
his.
Molson.
Yeah, I mean this is a good send. I think that's basically the best he could have sent. And 7 workers on blue and still going to leak here. This is gonna hurt his game a lot.
Yeah, he's now pushing to 9 workers despite the leak. But Zola, I mean, the pack leader does better than I thought here, and the Kingpin is almost dead.
Yeah, but he's holding.
Yeah, but the Kingpin is dead, so it's not a cover in the
Yeah.
middle, so it is King damage.
Yeah, that's true. And blue is falling behind, but Juala has a very free game now, so he should be able to carry this. I think he can
So,
take a free creditor and then
yeah,
lose.
so that was my
So
question for you. Is the play for Zola to go for Creator? Well, with the Sens on 10, I pretty much, pretty much, right?
yeah, but even without, like, just make sure you get the second kingpin and creditor, and then you're fine. I mean, it's basically a no-brainer. I don't like him sending a cannoneer here. I mean, it's fucking 3 Daphnes, and
Yeah, I mean,
Daphnes are really good here, and you give him a free Predator instead of just going 11 where he couldn't Predator, and you can.
so
So,
yeah, so normally, you have those Daphnes. If you want to send on 10 against Daphnes, you need those little tanks in front. to delay the Daphne onto the boss, but yeah, you're right. Just go 11 at that point. You know you're strong on 10 with the Kingpin. You don't have to give a free creditor to the opponent.
Ooh, but he didn't do a higher split on Joala, so he might actually leak despite having the Kingpin because it's dying first.
Yeah, and that's why you do your upper split here.
Exactly, especially when your mate has a priestess and is going to leak to any reset.
So this is king damage again, but we do see
And
a leak
shutdown.
here on Satan as well.
Yeah. But Satan is falling further and further behind. Like he's 9 workers and leaking and like behind on income. I don't know if he can recover from this. He might just be like the furthest behind in the game and have a really, really rough time.
Yeah, and Voikoden is trying to keep up with a lot of income sense, but Satan going for non-income sense here and going for brutes on range wave.
Yeah. And now Jualai doesn't take credit for it because he wants the second Kingpin and he pushed. But then if you do this play, then take Pawn Shop and full push.
Yeah,
Like
that
and go
has to
for
be
a
the
kill
play.
here.
Like you need to punish the 12 or the 13.
Well, he's
A
sending a
mole
mole
after
here,
income?
but no, it was pre-income.
Oh, it's pre-income, sorry.
Yeah, but um,
That that's an embargo? Okay.
okay, so this is either the biggest 5-head play ever, or it's a 1-head play.
So, alright, I'm gonna let you explain why this is confusing to us, because maybe people watching do not know.
I mean, well, a mole is a power mercenary, so you send it to leak someone. So sending it on 11 means that you want to leak the enemy. And a mole is a melee aura mercenary, so you want it to stay alive for as long as possible. And 11 is a ranged wave, so the mole just dies first. So this is just very confusing to me. I mean, okay, I have seen like these power merc and income to fake them out and embargo sends.
Yep.
But I mean, why a mole?
And now we do see Voikoden and Satan falling into a trap I often see is to send every single wave too much in the mid game. And when you're looking at kingpins, that's the part of the game where you do not want to go for every single wave to ascend.
Yes. And I mean, Vortek is going to leak here for sure. He pushed to
Yeah.
13 workers, I think, after the small resend on 11, and that's too greedy, especially given that his build is far from ideal.
I don't think Satan knows how Creditor works either.
Yeah, that he's also double stimmed on this wave, so I think he's a bit lost.
Yeah, he's not sure when the sun is coming. He didn't expect the opponent to go for embargo, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe he thought they were gonna send here because he felt weak, and that probably explains why they sent here. But then, why is his teammate taking Predator? That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's a hard game for the opponent when one of the opponent is equal to your workers.
Yes, yes, yeah. Jualai has done a great job. I mean, he got the sense every wave, and with his Kingpin power spike, he has just decided to push that U button and push it very hard.
Yeah, now they don't have a choice on the side of Voikoden and Satan is to full build here. They cannot afford to take a Creditor. They need to expect an
Why did he
embargo play.
push? Satan just pushed a worker. And you need to upgrade your king now. If you want to have a chance of survival here, you need to fully upgrade the king attack.
Yeah, and you cannot take Creditor here, Voikoden.
Oh no!
You have no.
No!
Okay, they go for King Up at
Okay.
least. At least they go for some King Ups.
But he creditored. And he's splitting the wave with a death cap.
So why you don't want to split the wave with a death cap is because the DPS is just so much better when it targets every single unit in the wave. That's the power of AoE, and that's why you don't normally see a split with those, but you will see a massive leak here on Vuikudin. Satan also leaking massively, and this might just be
Okay.
game here.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people might even say that the DPS of an AoE unit is twice as high when you don't split the wave.
Yeah, some people could say that, yes.
Okay.
And Jules with the perfect comment for this game, Zwalai as trained in the how do you call it? High gravity chamber?
Hyperbolic time change.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, we do have our first game of the best of three
GG.
going to MPS war. Gonna update the scoreboard for you guys, so maybe you
Yes.
can talk about what's the turning point for this game.
Uh, I mean, I think MPS boar not building MPS on a boar was the biggest thing, the best play they did the entire game. No, but on a serious note, Joalai definitely carried this game. He managed to stack up his kingpins without major leaks early game, even though he stayed low workers. But Voikudin and Satan did not capitalize on that. And once he had his kingpins, he just pushed very hard. And Satan and Voikudin also made the mistake of saving too long early game, ruining their scaling, and then sending too much in the mid game because they realized their income is too low. But at that point, it's too late. If you go for the starve gameplay, you gotta commit. You then also have to save long in the mid game.
Yep.
And then, of course, Embargo just ended the game on wave 13. But even if it didn't end the game, like as you said, Joalai had 25 workers when Satan and Voikudin had 14 and 12. That's just, you just don't recover from this.
Yeah, at least it's very hard to recover from that. But yeah, so let's go see if the lobby is up for the second game here.
It is up.
It is up. Alright, I'm on my way here. And everybody's here. Mastermind only. And we're gonna sit ready when you are.
Yeah, but honestly, like Satan being bronze rated, I think he was gold last season, right? But for a bronze player, that was definitely a good performance. Like, even for a gold player, I mean, of course, in the mid game, we said he was a bit lost and some of his decisions were a bit weird. But he started Yozora and he managed to hold a 120 cent, 2 brutes on wave 5. That's a very good play. Um, there are many high elo players that struggle with Yozora start on wave 5. So, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
Don't know about you.
I mean, as well, I really. He is the highest rated player here, of course. But yeah,
Yeah,
very solid play with the Kingpin. Even though we question a little bit of the of his play during the early game, not pushing too much, he just played it safe, knowing that he will be able to outscale. But part of it was just because the enemy team was not able to push those workers while he was in the lower part. So that style of play might bite him back if he decides to go higher in ranking.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Joalai definitely carried. I mean,
Yep.
he's the highest rated player, and you could definitely tell from all the gameplay. But of course, um, us being like in the top 100, or I think we're both top 50 or something, and usually top 10. That of course we got some stuff to flame, or we see some stuff that could be improved. I mean, that's to be expected, right? We're level 27, level 28. We have spent a million hours in this game.
Yeah, so
So
yeah, I mean that's why I do hope they jump back into this VOD, uh, or maybe I download it to put it on YouTube as well. We'll see.
sure.
But yeah, so it's really just to help them as well.
Yes.
But
All
game
right,
two
second
will be
game.
starting soon, and I'll let you do the introduction.
Okay. All right, game two starting. for the Legion in-house League Diamond Division. We have still MPS Boar versus Baked Like Cookies. The first game was taken convincingly by MPS Boar, and let's see if the Baked Cookies can come back, or if we will have a sweep again.
So we do have no changes in the strategy in the mastermind option. We still have greed on everybody. And while the people are choosing their role, they are still looking at them. The Legion spells, well, there's one defensive in the sacrifice, giving you a lot of value or mind game play. You also have Lizard Army for pressure in the mid game with additional Mythium, and Titan for bonus HP on one of your big tank if you want.
Yep.
We do have the first starts coming up, so do you want to cover some of them?
I mean, Sky Queen start from Vicodin, it's a staple. I mean, it's very good this patch. Let's see how he does it. We have another flower start, this time on Satan. He has better units to go along with the flower. Let's see if he knows how to use it. Vortec Berserker start. I mean, that's just one of the most common starts this season, and also one of the best.
Yep.
And Jualai, I have no clue what that is. You're the Warg player.
I mean, it's just a classic early game warg. You just position everything to get to early alpha mills, then a mid game lioness, and already very stacked 3 stacks lioness is your aim before upgrading her with that kind of build.
Yeah, but this is weak to a DT on 2, no? If you get a DT on 2 with that,
Yes.
you're kind of screwed, and you don't really want to add a split, I think.
You want to add the cat, and that's why you have those 3 units. They cover each other pretty well.
I see. Yeah, with a cat, I can see that opener making sense. Okay. Good.
But it's very hard to do if you do not have the cat. So normally you see not the infiltrator, but the cat instead, because that is way better on wave 2 already.
Yep. No! Put the aqua in front!
I mean, both are possible. Jules has already shown that in the past that was possible. But the big problem I see from Satan here is just he's gonna struggle to deal with Hermit and Moles. He doesn't have a single target damage unit to speak of here that can help him deal with those.
Why are we sending a snail on 2 into the Sky Queen? And why is Rualai putting the cat into an alpha male spot? Or what is this being like? What is?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not optimal, but this is probably the alpha male, and this is another lioness circle up and down here.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Fair
So,
enough.
so it is placed here for better aggro in the early game, and later you can really
Okay.
use it for a lioness behind.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's not as bad. That's okay.
So 4 workers on Zwelle and Vortex still, they didn't receive a send since the start, and I think we're up for another start game here.
Yes. I don't like that the gargoyle is not at the very top of the lane with the Sky Queen. I think you're wasting the unit's potential if you build like 5 squares down for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I mean with Sky Queen you need to use the full length of your lane and still no sends on 4. That is that is commitment.
I'm sure you like that.
I mean, I dislike it in the side of Satan and Vuikoden because Satan do not recognize what is his weak wave right now.
Yes, and adding a temp. I see this so many times. Guys, do not invest into your auras for the harpies in the early game. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not good. You need tanks. Now you have 300 gold in your backline DPS and 60 or 70 gold in your tanks. And Tempest is a very weak unit. The Leviathan is an aura. it's only good when you have the aura, and getting like a Leviathan and Harpy is a late game thing, or at least mid game.
All right, the Sens are coming on 5, pretty small one from Vortek onto Voikodin, but the
Mhm.
Hermit is still going on to Satan, and I know you love talking about AoE builds here, so tell me why the Hermit here is very good against the build of Satan that you probably like very much, sorry.
I mean, the Hermit is just a staple counter to all the AoE units because it heals every unit in the wave and AoE attacks every unit in the wave. So you get maximum value out of it. And especially against the natural armor of like the Growl that was added in the Honeyflower, the magic damage of the Hermit is really nice to have.
And what do you think about the masks that far down the lane?
Yeah, wasted potential.
So yes, it attacks the side of the lane, but it takes so much time for them to reach the lane that you lose so much DPS for that, and that is full wave leak on Satan.
Yeah, I mean, he killed like 2, 3 small ones, and that hurts a lot. And that's really unnecessary.
That's the
But
Orchid.
nice. Did he sell for that? I think he shifted on 4 like a real man and we didn't catch it.
Yeah, we're focused on the AoE build and how vulnerable it was on 5. And the
Yeah,
boosted veteran is able to hold. So now the long save
nice.
from Satan and Voidkudin didn't really turn out to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is what always happens when the enemy just stays 4 workers and the waves are relatively quick and you don't push super hard, then you just don't get them with your save and are vulnerable to their sense. That's why
Yeah.
like we don't recommend newer players to save too long in the early game and sell them if in doubt turn on the autosave.
And now we have a replay of last game. We have Zulai way ahead in the worker game.
Yes. And I don't think he's going to be punished for it. I
I
mean,
know.
Voikodin is already undervalued with his Sky Queen now, and they're just upgrading the king because they are scared, I guess. But
Yeah, but that just means that Zulai will be pushing 2 more workers of that.
yeah,
And if he okay, so he pushes 1. If he doesn't send, he needs to push. If he pushes 2, he needs to send. That's the most important thing.
yes.
So
But I think he can get Mole and income. No, not even with a push.
So yeah, that's also an important thing to note is that if you push aggressively, you need to match your push with aggression. So you need to send more often than not. But he pushes only 1, so he skipped the wave. So that is the correct decision here.
Yeah, and I think he might be saving for the meme send, the Mole on 8, where
Well,
everyone is always saying,
I
Mole
mean,
is bad on ranged waves, apart from wave 8.
the mole on 8 looking pretty good onto Satan.
Oh, and Voikoden gets the second Sky Queen. No, get tanks, brother, please, please, just get another Green Devil or a boar or something.
Well, the Sky Queens are enough damage, so he will not struggle on that wave. He might struggle on wave 9, though. That's the issue. He needs to recognize
Yes,
now that he needs to build for wave 9, or else he's pretty much screwed.
I think he'll build for 8 because he's already undervalued and because his teammate Satan will also be massively undervalued.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see. Does Rely and Vortex send on wave 8 here?
I think they should. I think they should. I mean, Joala gets Mole and Hermit for wave 8, and Satan has no chance of killing anything that wave against that send.
Yeah, so the correct move should be that, but do they get baited into long saving or not? So they are both
I
at
mean,
9 workers, and they keep saving.
fine.
So they want to punish the Sky Queen as much as possible here, going for a wave 9 send. Luckily, Satan might not go for the death cap, and even though he goes for the death cap, might not be enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with those king ups like Jualai and Vortek by not sending 8. the only thing they do is they are a bit vulnerable to ascend on wave 8 themselves. But given that they just get king ups, they can just absolutely ruin the day for Satan and Voikoden on wave 9 now.
Yeah,
Especially given that Voikoden built another green devil.
what did you? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But now Zola and Vortex can push because they are sending now, so they can push aggressively because they are going to send on the same wave here, getting the bonus gold here. Very useful for them.
Yeah, and I mean, they know they will do a lot of damage next wave, so they can afford to leak small themselves because they can basically win the game on next wave. And then it doesn't matter if you leak small yourself. If it's worth it, then just do it. Do you want to tell us why a Hermit into a Sky Queen build is bad, by the way? I see it very often.
Well, it's because the Sky Queen is single target damage. The Hermit has increased value when it regenerates multiple units on the wave. And so if you only focus one unit uh, on the wave at a time, then the Hermit loses its value quite fast. But if you're lucky, and the opponent has atrocious aggro and targets every single unit in the wave with these 1,000 rats, then maybe you have some value.
So I'll always send Hermits against you now, Shadow.
Yep.
Uh, a quick note also on the. I mean, he got the Leviathan for the aura, which is better than having a Tempest there. But with a Harpy build, you basically want to have twice as much value in your tanks as you have in your Sky Queens. And it's the opposite way. And this is why the Sky Queen, which scales exponentially with mana, just doesn't get to do her job. And I think this might even be game.
And yeah, but Vortex leaking to no send here might cause some problems at the later stage if it continues, but it should be the end
Oh,
here.
it's just gonna end here, no? Does this AoE kill everything? Ooh.
Okay, so it goes on. So Vortex might have overpushed here, but Satan and Voikoden stuck at 6 workers.
Yeah, and Vortex shifted 100 gold for I don't know what reason on this wave. He could have just placed a gate guard in hell. But he
Yeah,
decided to just keep 105 gold and leak to Nusen. Solid choice.
okay, he wanted the fertilizer on 10,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
that makes
Yeah.
him pretty vulnerable on 11 and 12, so you're much better off going for Alpha Male Lioness combo instead
Yes.
of this fertilizer, unless you're getting long saved.
Yes. Can you build some tanks, please?
Yeah, so that might be his undoing. He might see himself strong on 11 and 12, but due to the lack of tanks, he is not that strong on those waves.
Yeah, and his harpies start with 20 mana, like his Sky Queens, when they reach the wave because he doesn't build at the very top of the lane. And I
Yep.
think they should start at like 32 or something if you build diagonally.
Yeah, so
So that's like
10% more
50%.
attack speed.
Yes, exactly. And the exponential scaling just
And that's
insane.
AoE for you, not holding 10.
You're not holding when you start flower and commit for an AoE build, or start pyro and commit for an AoE build, you just don't hold 10, even when you're 6 workers. But it just hurts to league 10 with 6 workers to no send.
That's why we say that AoE is in a pretty rough spot right now because of those little details here.
Yes.
But that's the problem with AoE. It's either too strong because you're able to push aggressively and then you leak 10 doesn't matter, or it's too weak and you leak to any sense. On waves you're supposed to be strong. So,
Yes. And right now, Voikoden and Satan choosing the sacrifice, which is correct. The problem is that they are both weak on 13. And if Shualai and Vortek correctly identify that, I mean, they already took Lizard Army, the aggressive spell, which is correct in my opinion,
yep.
then they can just save till 13 and just end the game there for good.
Yeah, but Satan is saving for quite a long time. So let's see if Vortec and so well with the Dino Sand here, yeah, pretty much a save here.
I mean, he has been sending every wave since wave 5 or something. King ups every wave and slash income. So
I mean, despite that, Zola is still at 10 workers because he did go for a long save himself. But now he should be able to push more aggressively here. He should not be afraid of next wave.
I think he knows that Satan is super far behind, and he knows that his teammate is pretty bad on 12, so he can just stay on 10 workers and be sure to cover if there's a send next wave. I mean, his teammate is leaking to no send on 11, so he
Okay, then
needs to
it's
make sure he covers.
he
Ooh,
does push
50
one
gold
workers.
shutdown. Ah,
I mean, this is the way back for Voikoden and Satan here. And wait, yeah,
yeah.
okay, they send on 12, so they're trying to force a 12 send from Zualai and Vortek as well. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
see Zualai
imagine,
leaking.
yeah, if he, like, if only there was a way for Voikoden to have 80 more Mythium here, so that he could send, like, hear me out, maybe Imps in income, or Cannoneer, or 2 Brutes. Then, Jualai is, at least in theory, leakable here, or he doesn't cover everything for his mate.
Yeah,
That would
so
be great.
it's all about communication. If you go for a long save, you want your ally to be either higher worker due to the pressure that he is relieving from the one who's sending to you, and you're saving on your guys, so that means he can have more of a free game. But if you do not have this kind of disparity in workers, that is not the correct play to go for income sends again and again, and then join on wave 12, and then have nothing happen.
Yes. Oof, the triple gate guard front line for Mr. Vortek. Please don't build gate guard as a tank, because it is not a tank. It is a DPS unit, and you want it to live the longest because it has mana, and mana units profit from being alive longer. I mean, the more summons the gate guard gets, the more quote-unquote free value you get.
But now that's the issue right now, because now you have Satan saying yes, I've got him. But the problem is that well, yeah, there's still someone in the middle, and you don't get some king damage, and you are very weak on wave 13. So wait, oh no, Satan and Voikoden, they
Yes.
pushed. No,
Yes. Yes, they did.
uh,
Huh?
don't they recognize this is Lizard Army?
Oh. Did they get baited? But their recommended value should tell them, like, hello?
Oh no. Okay, that is red
Oh,
alert,
no,
red
no.
alert. I think the harpy is dead here, and I do think the AoE is dead as well. I don't think there is much
Oh,
hope.
no. No. Oh, God. If they don't, I mean, even if they don't push, they probably die here, but the push just ends their game for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, no. And, like, Satan didn't even use the sacrifice. Oh, no.
yeah. They just didn't realize it was Lizard Army. I think that's just what happened.
Ah, that hurts. Ah.
Yeah, they believed that they couldn't. Zola and Vortex could not afford to skip 12, so they believed this was a full send with the Lizard.
Ah. Ah.
It's just the
And
wrong
wave 13
assumptions.
again.
It's the only thing here. And I mean, this is just game here, but
Yeah.
it's a very good use for Zulai and Vortek of the Lizard Army, as well as good
Yes.
hold of the start early game 0 to 5.
Yes. And once again, Jualai, massive carry pants on. But he also did get a free game, kind of. I mean, he got saved till wave 5, but he did the very good shift on wave 4 that we didn't see because I didn't pay any attention
Yeah,
to the game
it was a
apparently.
full shift. It was a full shift here.
Yeah, I think he added 1 stack to the cat, but that's it.
Yep.
That's of course a very bold move, but it's the correct play in that situation. And then after that, he gets king upgrades every wave and just gets a free push and free long save.
And you know why it's so good from Zulai? to
Shift?
sorry.
Yes? No? It's fine.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, sorry. What were you saying? Sorry.
You wanted to say why something about why it's so good from Jualai to Shift or something,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
then you got distracted.
so it's very good because Vortek did not shift. He did go for the warp, so he was unleakable on wave 4 to any
Yes.
send. So that means if they go 4, you leak, still fine. But I mean, Vortek is holding you, so you don't lose much.
Yes. And then Voikudin, I mean, he just king ups every wave into Jualai, and that's just. Yeah. I mean, that just gives Jualai and Vortek the completely free game. But we did see Vortek struggling. I mean, with the long save, he was on low income and then pushed to 11 workers for wave 9 and leaked 50% to the no send.
Yeah, that's
And
because he
then
shifted.
struggled. Yeah. And then got the Fatalizer, pushed another worker, and then struggled on 11 and 12. I think that could have been something that Satan and Voikunin could have capitalized on, but of course it's hard, to make the right call and to see that he has made that mistake and then to realize how you can punish it.
Yeah, it comes with experience and maybe that with time. I mean, the Liga Naus League is still young. This is only the first week. Still a very solid win by Zulai and Vortek, and Satan and Voikoden still have time to learn. And if they use this opportunity to learn, they can grow as players as well.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that they had the guts to show up to the Diamond Division and said, "Hey guys, we're here. Let's play." Especially when you're not that high rated and not that long in the game, it takes a lot of courage to show up to a tournament and say, "Here I am, cast my games. I'm playing a tournament." And I have huge respect to these guys. At that stage of my Legion career, I probably would not have, dared to show up to a tournament because
Yeah,
it's scary to go up into a tournament and have like a bunch of sharks or something that just want to ruin you and your gameplay and completely destroy you on a stream in front of viewers. So I mean, hats off to those guys. I'm happy they showed up, and I mean, it was entertaining games, and I think everyone could take away something from these games to their game, and hopefully play better next time.
yeah, and it was indeed a push on wave 12 by Satan and
Yeah,
Voikoden.
3 workers by Satan and 2 by Voikudin. That's 150 value for Satan that he has more, and if he uses Sacrifice, which he had as spell, he could have still used it, like on a Red Mask or something. He might have actually had a chance to like only leak half the wave, maybe.
Yeah, realistically, yeah, pretty much.
And Voikoden, if he doesn't push 100 more gold, well, doesn't really help him that much. He doesn't get an Arc Tear, I guess. Even though, does he? No, he doesn't. But he could have built something at the top of his lane, and then his Sky Queens would have done about double the damage they did.
So yeah, so we do have the conclusion of this series. The next series is going to be at 2 p.m. for me. It's 1 Central.
I think
Am
it's
I
8 p.m.
wait, am I doing saying nonsense here? Wait,
It's in 2 hours.
it's
Let's
in
just
two
say
hours.
it's in 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, Julian, for being here.
You're welcome. I can't do maths, but this is 8 minus 6 is working roughly.
Roughly. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this cast here. We will now close out the stream here for this series.
Thanks
I
for
will be
having me.
back. I don't know if there's anyone who will join me yet. No one has shown up to be.
Shea has marked the game, no?
Yeah, that's a mistake because he is in Grave Girls, so he cannot play and cast at the same time.
Oh, well, that's boring.
Yeah,
Learn
so
to multitask, Shea, you. Lazy. Yeah, yeah. I might be back, honestly. Let's see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Just keep me informed and we'll adjust. So I'm gonna say goodbye to the stream. You can say goodbye, and I'll end it right on that.
Bye, everyone.